Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and in this video we'll be continuing on from last lesson on Pythagoras' theorem. So we'll be using Pythagoras' theorem to find the length of the shorter sides this time, so that means either A or B here. And by the end of the lesson, once again, you should know Pythagoras' theorem and be able to find the length of the shorter sides. So just a quick recap, the formula was c squared equals a squared plus b squared, and when finding the length of a side, we substitute the known values into Pythagoras' theorem, and then we solve the equation to find the unknown value. So let's take a minute to pause the video and write those down. Alright, now that you're back, we'll go through a couple of worked examples that will help you understand these notes better and the formula better too. Alright, so we'll start off by writing the formula c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So we have c, the longest side, or the hypotenuse. Don't forget that word, it will be very useful in the future. And we have one of the shortest sides, and since we've used a, we'll call that one b. So let's substitute those values in. 17 squared equals a squared plus 15 squared. That becomes 17 squared. We need to subtract 15 squared from both sides to move it over to the left. So we have a squared just by itself. So 17 squared minus 15 squared will become a squared. Now we put those into the calculator, and that would give us a value of 64. So 64 equals a squared. Now we square root both sides, so we get a by itself. I'll put a on the left just so it looks a bit nicer. So a equals the square root of 64, and that would give us 8. Alright, I'll go through the next question. Same deal, same formula. C squared equals a squared plus b squared. So hypotenuse, long side again, we'll call that one c. 10 squared equals, we've got x this time, doesn't matter too much what the letter is, x squared plus 7.6 squared. Let's move those over, so we have x by itself, which equals x squared. Put that into a calculator. 10 squared minus 7.6 squared, that gives us 42.24. Now we square root that value, and x equals 6.50. Just pause the video whenever you need to, if you need to write notes or process it. I'll move on to the next question. Alright, so this question is a little bit different from the other two. We're only given the value or length of one side this time, over here. Only given the value of one side. And if you think back on our last topic, measurement, we know that if the markings on sides are the same, it means they have the same length. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Once again, we need to square the 3, we know that value, and we need to square the x. But if you look at the markings, we've technically got 2 x's, so we multiply that by 2. So let's start working through that. 3 squared equals 9 equals 2x squared. Now to get rid of the 2 on this side and put on that side, we need to divide both sides by 2. That cancels out, that leaves us with 9 over 2 equals x squared. Now to get x by itself, we'll need to square root 9 over 2, and that will be your answer in exact value. If you want the full answer, you can put that into the calculator, but for this question we'll just stop at the exact answer. And when you do write the square root, make sure it is above the whole number, not just over the 9, something like that, but over the whole number, like so. Alright, pause the video here and you guys can have a go at working through the next 3 questions. Alright, welcome back. Hope you're pretty confident with Pythagoras' theorem now. I'll go through this first one with you guys. Start once again just by writing the formula. You guys should really know this by now. So c squared, let's substitute 25 alongside in there. So 25 squared equals a squared, we don't know, plus 24 squared. Let's move those over to one side. Gives us that. Put that through the calculator. And a squared will equal to 49. Now we square root 49 and that gives us 7. Alright, now the second one, exact same deal as the one before. Let's just start substituting the values in. 12 squared equals a is 6.2 and we don't know b squared, so we'll just leave it there. Alright, now move them over to one side again. 12 squared minus 6.2 squared gives us b squared. So if you put that in a calculator, you should get that as your value. And now we need to square root that to get b, and that will give us a value of 10.27. So that side would equal to 10.27. Alright, now this last one, the more trickier one, the formula for this was c squared equals, because we have 2x's, 2x squared. Let's substitute that in. 7 squared equals 2x squared. So 49 equals 2x squared. Divide both sides by 2. That gives us 49 over 2 equals x squared. And x would therefore equal to square root 49 over 2. Alright, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys are pretty confident on Pythagoras theorem now, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson or video. Laters.
Boom. 2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.